Hola, mi amigos. Hello, my friends. So, spooky season is upon us. I am over in Liverpool and I want to take you to one of my very favourite places. This is a place that, when I was involved in my paranormal team many moons ago, we used to go, and it was introduced to me by a couple of friends of my team. We'd do Ouija boards in there and stuff like that. We'd seen some strange things, so I'm going to take you on a little tour at St James's Cemetery and let you see what you think. So we've arrived after a quite scenic route up Bold Street and round and about past Chinatown. The cemetery is actually in like a kind of ditch, a quarry down the side of the cathedral. So let's head up there and I'll show you its very, very unique entrance, and we'll walk around, and as I spot things I will recall a couple of stories if I can. So what an entrance that is. It still hasn't lost any of its wonder to me. First time I come here, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. We had flashlights and walking down through a tunnel with like sort of tombstones, you know, lining the way. I never ever forgot that, and as I say, it's been a long time since I've been here. So happy to be back. Let's see if we can't spook up spooky season some more. So already just getting in here for a couple of minutes and we've seen some really, really cool headstones. If that's your kind of thing, I love it, me. It's all history, you know, it really is. It tells a story of this absolutely amazing city, its heritage, and the days we've come from up until the days we're at now. It's so quiet, and yeah, you're going to say obviously it's a cemetery, but it's like midday at the time of recording. So it was on one of these stones behind me here, I'm not going to tell you which one, that I used a Ouija board. We were out working, I wasn't being mischievous. It was a very strange experience, it really was. The first time I'd seen one used was by one of my teammates, a white witch, and it was in it was in a cemetery in Chester, the Shrine of Minerva, I think. And that was a really weird experience, which I'll tell you about a little bit further around, I think, on. But yeah, my Ouija experience started here. So I found a little place to sit off and tell you about that first ever experience. So it was the Shrine of Minerva, up in Chester. It was a Saturday night stroke Sunday morning. We'd been called to a case, and I can't remember why, it never happened. So we were out and about, we had all the kit in the car and everything. 2 cars actually, had a few of us with us that night. It was going to be a big case up in Chester, and so one of the guys started talking about like a local cemetery up there. It was beautiful, it had like Victorian street lights and stuff like that. So, you know, we were at a loose end, so we went up there and we're walking around and taking it all in and whatever, doing a few readings, EMFs, all that type of stuff. And one of our witches, our closers, I used to call them, Sarah, they were the ones that kind of send people to the light and that. They do a fantastic job. And anyway, we started to get the Ouija board out and we set it up and we were doing, I didn't do it, I was like sort of stand there watching for a bit. curious. Like everyone, do they work, don't they work? Yeah, they do work. I can tell you other stories. I might tell you a story later about them working a little bit too well. But yeah, so wrapped up on the board, it was time to go home, and I noticed everywhere had gone like really dull. And yeah, it was the middle of the night, you know what I mean, obviously, but all the lamps had gone. And I remember saying to Sarah, I was totally freaked out, and I said, you know, what the fuck, what the hell? And so she turned around, she said, yeah, it draws like all the energy. And so these old Victorian lights, as beautiful as they were, had gone like really dim. And that night I learned Ouija boards worked. Oh no, that's really interesting. All the memories are coming back, and I've just seen a little ramp that leads up onto a plateau where I had one of my freakiest, well, two of my freakiest experiences, tell a lie. So we'll take a little walk up there. I'll show you what I meant, and I'll let you know all about it. So here we are at said shrine. I've just been walking around the paths, and it's been so long, and obviously coming in the daylight as to the dark, it took me a little bit of time to get my bearings. But yeah, we are here at the shrine. So we were there, and we'd sensed something. Well, I hadn't, the girls had, and we started to do a couple of like kind of chants and stuff, a couple of techniques to kind of provoke things, because we sensed it was kind of dark and stuff, you know. Not the daylight or the the night time, but the actual spirits. Whatever was there was attached to this shrine was dark, and sort of banishing chants and stuff. And I swear to the god and the goddess, the lord and the lady of the Summerlands and all things great, smoke started coming from this thing at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Honestly, you know, and even now it's like I'm getting chills standing in front of it. It was one of the first times I'd properly truly experienced like phenomena of that. And people think you're crazy, you know, they think you're mad, and you say, oh, it didn't happen and whatever. That's fine, I know it did. So do my teammates. We used to always have a thing when we went into invests. I'd always go out first. I was like the voice man, you know, face man, like off the A team. And I'd always go out and meet the clients and stuff. And everybody'd always say the same thing to me. You're going to think I'm crazy. And I used to turn around and say, try me. And nights like the one I'm telling you about now are the reason why I used to say that. So this beautiful little spot behind me as well was the first time I saw another phenomenon. Same night, we had a hell of a night that night, I tell you. And we got the spirits of a couple of children. One of the team had a tennis ball, I think it was like belonged to the dog, in their pocket, and he said like, let's play, and he basically rolled the ball a couple of foot. The ball stopped on a totally flat surface and rolled back. I thought, nah, you're shitting me. He'd done it again, ball rolled back, and I was like, yeah, this paranormal stuff's real. We don't need Yvette Fielding and the famous 2 knocks on the table to turn up. These folks really are out there. Yes, this is another totally cool little place. I think I read somewhere many moons ago that it's like the oldest fountain in Liverpool. It's located here. So these are basically the grounds of like an old stone quarry. I think most of the old buildings in Liverpool like built from like the stones that they got out of here. And as I say, I want to just drop over and show you this little fountain. No visit here would be the same without showing you that. So folks, that concludes my little tour of the beautiful St James's Cemetery. I hope you enjoyed the little stories. Hope you enjoyed reminiscing with me. And more than anything, I really hope that you're enjoying spooky season. I've been Nick. This has been TNTN Vlog Central, and I'll see you soon. Happy Halloween.